Good evening, members of the Noble Court. My name is Collin Mims, and here today we are joined with our wonderful jesters as always. We have Clayton Chalman.
I don't feel anything anymore.
We have Hayden Hartrick. We've got Rowan Hahn.
I feel everything too much.
And we have Brett, whose last name I just forgot.
It's Owen, and I feel all the baby bell cheese on my desk.
And this is Jest. All right, thank you all for joining us here tonight. We're going to be doing a special one-shot that originally we were going to be doing for our Valentine's Day before Valentine's Day decided that it was going to be the beginning of the snowpocalypse. So here we are doing it now. Yay, don't we love natural disasters? Make us change our plans all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Why don't we go ahead and start off by all of us introducing our characters. We'll go in the same order that we did from last time. So Clayton, go ahead and introduce your character to us.
Sure. Am I doing a description right now?
Go ahead and give us both a description and your general stuff.
All right. I'm playing Altrua Avaricia. She is an ASMR trickster cleric. She of course, is an ASMR, so she has a nice, like, huey gray skin tone. Uncommon for an ASMR, she has bright red frizzy hair that hangs a little below her shoulders. She wears white robes of a cleric that have the symbol of the god of light, knowledge, and rulers, Oramos. That the sun's kind of matched to the tone of her hair a little bit. And she's a little tricksy little thief girl.
All right. We love that. We stand a lying queen. And now, Hayden, go ahead and introduce yours.
Okay, before I get my introduction, I just want to do a quick announcement. We will most likely not be going back to regularly scheduled Jest quests next week. We still have a couple of more things we got to do before we get back into the main sessions. So keep us following us on Twitter at JustQuestDND to get updates on when we're going to go back to the main story, or if we're going to be taking a break next week, or if we're going to be doing another one-shot. But that's just all I want to say real quick. But yes, I am playing Professor Bungle. He is a gnome artificer of the alchemist variety. He walks around with he has kind of short, medium long purple hair that was dyed that way due to an experiment gone awry, and the hair of his the ends of his hair are always kind of singed and black. He has basically from his neck down all across the entire rest of his body is covered in an array of tattoos that he did himself that are just numbers and equations just covering every square inch of his body that is not his face and the palms of his hands. He has scale mail armor that kind of covers everywhere but his arms, so he can, be able to look at his arms when he needs to. And around his waist, there is a belt that has just a bunch of beakers and other alchemical supplies just tied and dangling off of his waist.
All right. Professor Bungle is prepared. Love that. Rowan, why don't you go ahead and go next?
I am playing Junebug, who is a half-elf warlock of the Archfey Pact. They are easily extremely passionate, but also easily extremely bored. And they come with a little pseudo-dragon, who is a light pink color, whose name is Peaches.
All right. And last but not least, Brett Owen. I remembered it this time.
You're good. Hi, I'm playing Fireball the Whiskey Wizard. He's a Whiskey Genasi sorcerer who has a lot of fire spells. Wears a three-piece suit. Very lovely gentleman demeanor. That's basically it.
Alrighty then. So we will go ahead and get started. The four of you are members of a thieves guild. You all have been working together on several jobs before and decided, well, this is kind of working for us. So you've decided to stick around and work together. You have all just returned the other night from a rather harrowing mission, but whenever you returned to your room, you received a note, not from the handler who normally gives you your missions, but rather from a mysterious individual who has informed you of an address and has told you that if you should complete their quest, you will never want for anything for the rest of your life. It is now 2 a.m. at the time that was agreed upon on the note, and you now approach the apartments to the northwest of Umberport. As you walk through, there are lush gardens all about, and even the hazy, sort of drizzly morning that you're stepping into doesn't seem to parse through the wealth of this district. You finally pass across the door that you have been told to, and there is a gargoyle with glowing red eyes in front of you, with the door knock in its mouth, in front of a large oak door that is emboldened with several etchings.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That is creepy.
Does anyone like notice what the etchings are?
Yeah, I mean the etchings are simply gorgeous patterns. It's heavily detailed, a little bit extravagant. You'll notice as you look a little bit closer that the etching has also been painted on the interior with a thin line of gold paint.
Well, I guess I go ahead and I just clap the knocker a couple times.
Excellent. Would you all make a Constitution saving throw?
Oh boy!
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Oh boy, getting into it.
That's a 10 for me.
13.
I have a +0 to con, but I got a 19.
Nice.
I got a 21.
All right. This was really just a silly little thing, but there's a sudden flash of light as you knock on the door, and you all were able to close your eyes just in time so that it didn't do any sort of blinding. But as soon as that light, you blink away the sort of dots that appear in your eyes, and the gargoyle's jaw slackens and the door pushes itself open into the dark of the apartments.
What was the point in that?
Happened?
What was the point in that? That's not even security because it opened up anyways.
I thought it was rather flashy. That was fun.
Literally,
Junebug
okay.
just starts walking in.
I look down and make sure all my arms and legs are still on my body. And then I want to look around down the alleys and see if we're in the same place that we were.
You are.
All right.
I think we're gonna be okay, Chief.
On we go.
Come on.
All right. So all of you enter the apartments, which are, well, it is 2 a.m. They're incredibly dark, but you can still tell by the little bits of light that gleam from the fireplace in the back corner that this room is incredibly cluttered. Everywhere you look are stacks of paper, trinkets, furniture that doesn't frankly seem to match any of the other furniture in the room. It is an absolute clusterfuck. And in the corner next to the fireplace is an elf leaning over a table reading a book. As you walk into the door, he looks up and says, "Oh, you're here."
Good evening or night.
Morning.
Hello.
It's morning now.
It is morning, yes. Astute observation. He stands up from the table to full height. He towers at 6'3". He is tall, with lanky blonde hair so pale it matches his skin. He has elaborate, beautiful robes on, which stand out as a little bit broader than his actual body seems to be. And even though they're in great condition, it seems that they have some sort of wear to them. He is made up in exquisite but rather heavy makeup, which is reminiscent. Actually, would one of you make a history check for me?
I can make it.
It's a -1 for me.
Yeah.
I'm not touching history today.
Does this at all fall under my gnomish ability to have expertise on history checks that have to do with certain things that I don't know at the moment because my page is not flipped to the right area?
I'm gonna say go ahead and throw that expertise on it.
Yeah. You said a history check?
Yeah, this is literally not important. I'm just doing flavor shit.
It's 18.
18, you recognize that his makeup is very fashionable for the court about 30 years ago. It is no longer in style.
I'm gonna use a cantrip called Control Flames to like make the fireplace like double its normal brightness right now, so I can see if I can get like a, oh, what kind of material do you have for this? And I'm gonna like try to touch the ropes and like feel like what kind of material it's made out of, because like as a connoisseur of suits, I gotta know that's fine silk.
Snatches that robes back as you approach with your hand.
You turn into a robot for a second.
You sound like a dark lord right now.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, cool, you're good.
Oh, okay. So, I thought you were like commenting on my performance. Okay, no.
No.
Same thing.
Okay. So he snatches back his robes as you approach and kind of eyes you, and he says, "Don't be presumptuous," and lets the robes fall.
I don't know what that means, but you could just say, "Don't touch my robes."
Yes, robe in the corner. No.
Your makeup's old. Is it old makeup or just an old design? Can I test it? See what it?
Anyone else have an inane question they'd like to ask?
Hi, yes, my name's Altrua, and I would just like to apologize for my friends here. Maybe it's best if you talk to me going forward.
Junebug
I
just
can agree
nods.
to that. He sits back down at the table. And he says, "Have you all figured out why I want you here?"
No fucking clue.
I assume that's what we were here
You're not
for.
as clever as I'd grown to expect.
Maybe he wants makeup tips.
Your hair is the wrong color.
Your
He then
clothes are
turns.
made of fabric.
He then turns to Altura and says, "I have asked you here to steal something, or rather, to put something in a place it does not belong." And
That is in our wheelhouse, yeah.
He reaches into his robes and he pulls out a little gold locket.
You want us to
What's
steal
He
this?
that?
hands it to you, Alvarez. No. There is a young lord who has caught my attention as of late. You are to go into his psychological subconscious, and you are to leave this on his person. Do not look at it.
And how are we to do that? Do you have a means for us to get inside this Lord's subconscious?
You want us to just like crack open his
Again,
skull?
with the inane questions. So he stands up from the table and he gestures to a stairwell. And as he gestures to it, the lights sort of flicker on, the candles along up the walls. He says, "If you will go up."
Junebug reaches out and sort of snatches the locket and just falls up the stairs.
All right. So you all walk up the stairs, which again are very beautiful in detail, very intricately made. It's clearly a nice apartment for someone who keeps it in such a piss poor state. As you reach the top of it, there seems to be a very long landing. At the far end of it, there is a table with a glass with 4 glasses upon it, as well as a circle of etchings and enchantments, and through 4 pillows spread out at each point.
Collin, I'm getting a little bit
Yes.
of weird audio from you.
Oh.
Can you make sure everything's plugged in correctly? I'm getting like a clip at the end of everything.
Yeah, everything should be plugged in. Should I try without the headphones in?
Yeah, just try it real quick.
I'm gonna try without that. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, that probably sounds better. Yeah, I'm also not hearing echo.
Rad.
Good
Love that.
stuff.
All right, thank you all for your patience while we figure out our technical difficulties. Hayden, I could not tell if that hand raise was in character or not. So, at the you all follow him. Even though you all stepped up before him, he overtakes you, walking to the far end, and he begins to fill the glasses with a milky white liquid. And as you approach, he passes each of them out to you. Drink this.
Junebug, no questions, gives a little bit to the pseudo dragon and then just downs the rest of it.
Great, it's warm milk.
I'm gonna sit back for a second after they drink it to see what is gonna happen to them.
Can I try to get a does this guy seem to be carrying himself in a way that I should trust this liquid, or?
Go ahead and roll for insight. Yeah.
What did you say it tasted like?
It tastes like warm milk.
Nice.
And that will be a 24 insight.
You sense that he has no use in killing you.
Cheers.
It's yeah.
Most of my potions taste much worse than this.
That is because it is not a potion. It is warm milk. He gestures to the pillows. Lie down.
Junebug just fully lies down immediately.
What did you say, Clayton?
Are we going to sleep? Is that our means of transportation?
You cannot enter someone else's dream without dreaming yourself.
I take a sip of my milk and I say, I need some ASMR to listen to. I'm just doing Micah again. Sorry. I really need some ASMR to listen to before going to bed.
He raises his hand and he casts sleep.
I fall asleep? Fuck.
You just drop to the ground, asleep. He then turns to the rest of you and says, does anyone else need assistance?
I don't have trouble going to bed, but I do usually not dream. Is that going to be a problem?
No, it shall be fine, but I do need you asleep for this.
All right.
I'm gonna take out a from my pouch of things. There's a covered beaker, and I'm gonna be like,
I think the milk is nice, but I have something else I gotta use to get to bed,
and I'm gonna uncork it. I'm gonna use my alchemy jug, and I'm just gonna drink about it can make a bunch of liquid, and so I'm just where did you last hear me?
You were taking out a jug.
Okay.
Would you make sure the beaker is, excuse me, would you make sure the stream is still running?
Yes.
I'm looking at it. It'll get there in a second.
It's good.
Yeah, it's
just pull it up.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you all for your patience. That sleep spell was a little bit more potent than we imagined. It hit Hayden's Wi-Fi. So, you were saying, Hayden.
Yes, I'm going to just... Actually, never mind. I don't want to use that right now. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm just going to lay down.
Perfect.
Me as well.
Lie down to go to sleep. And Avaricia, as you're closing your eyes, again, that same suspicion that made you sort of dig into what could be channeling, what could be driving him, makes you open your eyes just a little bit as he continues to cast the spell, and you see him drop a few locks of wavy hair onto the table. Before
Wavy hair, not like his?
No, his is lank and straight.
Interesting.
And as you sort of see this happen, you feel yourself drift off to sleep. The experience of waking up in this dream is sort of jarring for all of you. Not in a shocking sort of way. It's more of just, have you ever fallen asleep on a long road trip and you wake up and you're suddenly there?
Mm-hmm.
It's that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up and all of a sudden the drizzling night that you had entered the apartments from is no longer around you. And you awaken to a clear night sky instead. You are all in a garden that is frosted with ice. What do you do?
Weird. This is like a subconscious thing, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I suppose we're in the young lord's dreams right now, or maybe we're still working our way there.
What season was it whenever we entered his apartment?
It was actually spring.
Okay, so this is like not spring weather at all.
Not quite, no.
Okay.
You all push yourself up to your feet, and there's that sound, that tinkling sound as you stand, and the shards of glass that have been frosted over hit up against each other. The night is completely still, and in the distance, far off on the opposite end of the garden, probably about a quarter mile away, maybe a little bit further, is a huge palace.
We did not have a the person did not give us a name, right? Was there a name on that note, or we didn't get a name, right?
There was not a name. Well, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that he did introduce himself. Yeah, I'm gonna say there was.
Okay.
No, I am going. Sorry about that, y'all. Oifen Wispholder was what he signed it with.
Oifen?
Oh, really? Just went to sleep in this man's house, not his name. Just kidding. I've done that too.
You think Mr. Makeup can see us right now?
I look up to the sky and say, "Hi, what's up?"
Junebug is gonna look at the giant palace and be like, "That looks interesting," and just is gonna take off.
But Bug, I have one thing.
Junebug is gone.
Oh wait!
I'm gonna like run, try to catch up, and try to get in front of you, and just kind of like stick my hands up.
Stop, Bug. Okay.
What?
That's interesting. But you know what else is interesting? Is that locket.
Yes, I have it.
What if we open it?
I want to go over there, and just walks around and keeps going.
I scream, "Bungle! I thought he sorry, Bungle! I thought he said not to open it." How long have you been in the Thieves Guild? You still haven't gotten the idea of not opening other.
Okay, look.
I kind of walk over to him and like grab his arm and pull him down so he's on my level.
Look.
I forgot you were short.
Yeah. Look, I heard him say that, but I'm interested in what's inside the locket. He doesn't seem to be here. So, whoa. You know what I mean?
You know, he didn't tell us not to.
No, he explicitly told us not to.
Did he?
No, Fireball, he
did.
didn't tell us not to. I don't remember him saying that.
We're in somebody's dreamscape right now, and the most interesting thing you're interested in right now is a piece of jewelry?
Yeah.
Is Junebug
while
at the
this
palace yet?
conversation is going on. Junebug, you are walking through the garden. You're traveling along. You've reached the point where you found a path. It's sort of golden stone gravel. All around you, the garden is filled with manicured shrubs and flowers of all sorts in bloom. And despite the ice that seems to cover everything, there is still a faint scent of flower underneath all of it. There are tall hedges and smooth plaster walls throughout the garden that structure it out like a maze, along with these tall columns and braziers of flame that dot them.
Okay, Junebug's gonna ignore any sort of path and just go as straight as possible to the palace, trampling over anything, jumping over anything in that path.
All right. As you continue to travel through, you've given it a hot second, and in the distance, you've lost the sound of your companions talking about the locket, which none of them have on them. But you notice, however, that you don't seem to be getting any closer to the palace itself.
Junebug's gonna stop, turn around, look around, and then just keep walking.
All right. You continue to do this, and with each step, you hear a little bit more of kind of like that crackling sound underneath your foot, but it doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to the palace.
I'm gonna keep walking until somebody else stops me.
All right, then.
Should we go and find June?
Okay, but we're all in agreement, right? We didn't hear him say...
Let's talk about this on the way.
Okay.
What? Yeah, what?
But yes, no, I feel honestly...
Where the fuck did June go?
They left. They walked towards the palace.
Fuck me. All right, let's go find them. God. I start walking just where I thought I remember Junebug walking.
I kind of, as you know, we all turn off. I nudge Altrua in the side, and I just kind of go like, and I keep walking.
Alrighty then. It doesn't take long to actually catch up with Junebug, who at a certain point seems to almost step out of the shrub adjacent to you.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
Junebug, this is really weird for you because you've still been walking straight towards the palace. There's nothing that should have made your path intersect theirs.
I am thinking maybe I am supposed to follow the path.
I'm thinking maybe I'm supposed to open the locket.
Oh, we cannot right now. Where's the path? Can you point us toward the path? Oh, I'm sorry. Altrua, what? You had a question?
June, you said you seem confused. What happened?
I was walking towards the palace, and I am here, and I am not at the palace.
Fascinating.
I did not follow the path. I just walked towards the palace.
My guess would be that we're going to have to find some sort of other. So I suppose we can try, at least for now, following the path. Can we see, like, if I'm looking down the path, Collin, can we see directly, like, an exact path leading to the palace? Or do we lose the intricacies in our vision?
You lose the intricacies. There's no direct path towards the palace. It is through this winding garden.
Okay.
But as you all are trying to figure out how to approach the palace, you hear again sort of like that tinkling as someone moves through the garden. And you hear someone saying, "Oh, have I interrupted something?"
No. Hi.
So you all turn to the sound of this voice, and there is a young man standing there. And he is wearing long, simple robes of a dark green color, as well as a porcelain mask that is painted over with the images of flowers. His hair behind him, sort of flowing from the mask, is dark and wavy. He says, have all of you come for the engagement?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh,
no.
Our invitation's right here.
And I just flash the note for just a second, and then immediately put it back in, like, fast enough so they don't even get a chance to read it.
Oh, I had thought you might have lost it. You didn't seem to know where you were. It can be a bit confusing. Many people try to approach the palace outright.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yes, it's our first time here.
Mm-hmm. And
I point to Fireball.
That one can't read, so you know, they're our navigator and they can't read the directions. So
it's a weird situation, but they put me as navigator anyways. What can you do?
That must be really horrible for you. Who do you belong to?
Me.
Oh shoot, what was the wizard's name again?
I belong to myself.
Owen.
We are good friends of the Honorable Sir Owen.
Oh, I see. All right. So is he not coming in for himself then?
Nope.
Yes, we are here to speak for the good sir.
All right. Well, if this is your first time, I would recommend that you find the statue of the three lovers, and they should tell you the way to get through.
Do you
Sound
not
good?
know?
Fantastic.
Hmm?
Do
Okay.
you not know
Not know what?
the way to get through?
Yes, I just told you. Find the statue of the three lovers.
Which way would that be?
I would recommend trying the West Wing.
Uh, June's just gonna start turning around.
West
Which way is
Where?
west?
Go that way. And he points off into that direction. And you see now that you look at it, and it wasn't quite there before. It's almost as though the knowledge of it opened the path to you. There are several archways leading down, each one covered with that same frost-covered ivy and braziers of flame underneath them.
Collin, is this mask, the flowers that are painted in it, are they symbolic of anything? Like, are they any symbols that I could recognize into any like dynasties or other noble families?
Go ahead and make a history check for me.
Okay. 12.
12? All right. So what you remember mostly, you're not entirely unfamiliar with this person. At least you recognize that this person is a nobleman local to the Umberport area. He is a part of the Forgement family, which, as you recall, was a merchant family that rose to power some 50, 60 years ago, and has since gained a noble title. And that is what you...
Junebug's just gonna start going towards the west.
Do I know anyone who's robbed that person before?
No, you do not.
Okay.
I will follow Junebug, but I will be walking backwards and just watching the masked man the entire time until he's out of sight.
He watches you, or you assume he does. He does not have eye holes through the mask. Rather, it is simply a sort of sheen of that milky porcelain where his eyes should be.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to have a friendly enough demeanor, giving you a wave as you walk backwards. And as you get further and further away, he actually walks over, sits on a bench, and pulls out a book from his robes and begins to read. All right, so as you all walk through, you, again, are crunching into this. And there's that kind of that shattering sound of ice as you walk through. And finally, you come across a statue of, it is above yet another one of these fountains. And the water is still pouring through all of it, despite the frozen weather around it. And even the base seems to be frozen. It is made up of three figures, nude, save for a cloak which wraps around them, all in a sort of embrace.
Hello,
So,
are you the lovers?
As soon as you say this, all three of their heads turn to you, and they speak in unison, and they say, "Some call us that."
Which way are we supposed to go?
Through me. But you don't belong here, do you?
Yeah, we do.
And I flash the note for just a second.
I cannot read. That does little for me.
Me neither. We're in the same boat, pal.
We
Why are you here?
were sent here by, again, the Honorable Sir Oifen. We are here to represent him at the engagement.
Honorable?
Junebug just says, you said through you? And starts climbing the fountain and, like, going to touch the statue.
As you approach and, like, touch it, one of the statues reaches out, grabs your hand, and kisses it.
Oh, hi.
Hello. And this time that one only speaks as they look at you.
Do we hear
And
that?
yes.
Okay, cool.
They all stand up and they say, I know why you are here. And I do not care personally. None of us do. But convince us.
I would like to go to the palace. It looks cool.
That locket you have. Would you show it?
Oh, yeah, sure. June just takes it out of the pocket and shows it.
So to show it to the statues, but not to me. Okay.
Oh, is June gonna open it up or just show the locket?
I'm just showing the locket.
Okay.
All right. Actually, Ultra, I would like you to make a religion check really fast.
Good thing. Good boy. 13.
13? All right. You get the very strong sense that this entity is not of any sort of mortal interaction. This is operating entirely out of dream logic. But it also seems at that point to supersede that.
So this is something greater that is not just existing within a dream, but is entering in this dream.
Exactly.
Okay.
Does this stone that it's made out of look like real stone, or does it look like enchanted in some form or fashion?
It looks like real stone to you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be enchanted. This seems to be rather, again, the nature of the dream.
If you don't mind my asking, what exactly are we to be convincing you of?
Of your love for the young lord.
Of who?
The young lord whose engagement this is, that you are trying to attend to.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking great.
That, I think, should not be enough.
I
Poem.
Do it what?
We request a poem.
What should the poem be about?
The lyrics of your love of the young lord. And we shall let you through.
Should we, guys, should we go talk to him?
What's that?
see.
What, do we need material for the poem?
I don't know. He just fucking make it up.
Have anyone?
You got this.
We can bounce off each other. Is a round robin kind of poem acceptable?
The statues spin all around each other and they say, we love round robin.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Well, King, I'll go first. I get on my knees and do this kind of motion with my hands and say, "Oh Lord, thine Lord ship, I."
One of the statues whispers to the other, you can tell he does not read.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's all I got, guys.
What do we have so far?
Oh lordship, oh lordship.
And about like a 45-second gap.
Beats are important in a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. O lordship, O lordship. When I look upon thee, you make me feel as if I'm the only person in the world. You make me feel like a child, picking the juiciest and ripest orange.
Oh, how evocative. Continue.
By thine flowered mask, pray tell what mysteries and beauties are held beyond.
Ooh, the mystery. When they look at you, they all look at you, Professor.
I'm not an author.
So I kind of like I take and I like open a chunk of my armor and look at like a tattoo on my leg and just say,
Say mayonnaise to make mayonnaise. 'Cause mayonnaise are good.
I want you all to make a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage. Wow.
Each of us or one of us?
Just one of us. Whoever has the highest charisma, which is probably going to be Rowan.
Not
Yeah,
me.
it
I
is.
have a -1. If you couldn't
Is
tell.
it's a persuasion check?
Yes.
Deception or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay. I rolled a nat 1. I'm sorry, guys.
You have advantage.
You have advantage.
I have advantage. We can do this. 23. I rolled a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
That's so sexy.
Oh yes.
So the three statues look at each other and they say, "The last lyric was a surprise, but we do like surprises. You may seek the Lord's heart." And the three of them turn towards each other and do like this cool little triad kiss. And as they do so, they peel backwards and a bright gleaming gateway stands where they were.
Junebug is through.
All right.
Yeah.
Go
Cannonball.
on.
And I'll jump through.
Fireball, and I jump through.
Altrua?
I'm walking through.
Oh,
Normal ball.
I don't say it.
All right, now I need all of you to roll deception.
Deception.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty good at that.
Oh, cool. I rolled moderate. I got a
21.
23.
21.
Okay, so for everyone except the professor, you emerge at the top of a balcony with large steps walking downward. Behind you are large iron doors with, I made all these notes and I can't read them fast enough. Doors are iron and they are engraved with scenes of potion makers and gardens and yet more flowers and herbs. Before you is a large ballroom, rectangular in shape and filled to the brim with people beyond the amount of people that you've seen before. And it is an absolute cacophony of color and of dress and of sound. To the left, within the ballroom, are more elaborate doors like the one you stepped through before you, which you assume lead to the rest of the house. To the right, the walls give way to massive windows, floor to ceiling, both of regular and stained glass, which lead out onto a porch. Like the garden, there are braziers of flame scattered along the walls and at the base of several columns. There are also several fireplaces lining the walls, including one at the very far end, at the base of a massive mirror which reflects the entire room. And unlike the garden, which was dead silent, it is filled with people, filled with noise, and utterly disorienting. So, everyone except for the professor, you are dressed in fine, gorgeous robes, much like that of Oyfin's, except a little bit in better condition. You also wear extremely elaborate hairstyles now, as well as just the finest touches of makeup and a small mask that will cover at least a portion of your face. To anyone that you approach during this current encounter, you will be on the same level or assumed to be as a noble person. As for the professor, you are still dressed nicely. It is not so bad. Y'all could have rolled really fucking poorly there. You are still dressed nicely, but you are clearly not a noble person. You are either among the court or you are, based upon your look, some sort of hire for a nobleman. You were there clearly not by the invitation of the lady of the house or the man of the house, but rather as someone who was brought as kind of like a +1 to a wedding. You don't really know the people there, but you're there, you showed up, and you're still gonna drink the alcohol, you know?
Does the outfit I'm wearing cover my arms?
Yes, it covers your arms, but it's not so stifling. The robes seem to have, your outfit seems to have anticipated that a little bit. And your robes, rather than being cinched as much as the others are a little bit looser so that you can still bring your sleeves up and down as needed be.
Oh, fuck, shit. And I just pull the sleeves all the way up to the shoulder, so my arms are fully visible.
Is the professor with us?
Yes, you are all standing at the top of the balcony with the steps leading downwards. The balcony runs around the length of the room. Again, filled with people, as well as several shea lounges, certain alcoves, and more plants.
Is there alcohol in vision?
There is
I'm right here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
There are several servants walking around with different glasses of.
Junebug goes and gets one.
Okay.
Just first one they
Great.
see.
Am I also wearing a mask?
Yes, you are all wearing masks of some sort. They are elaborate, but not quite thematic in any sort of way, unless you'd like them to be.
Yeah, I could mine. I don't know if because I have like scientist goggles, like lab goggles, that I assume would probably have taken the place of the mask and been altered. Yeah, okay, cool.
That works perfect.
I'll turn to the professor and I say, hand servant here, would you mind fetching me a drink real quick?
Fuck you, get it yourself.
Oh, are you talking? I'm looking around now, like trying to draw attention. Are you talking to a noble woman such as I, who has
One of the
really
servants
paying
walking
you?
past kind of does like a little, like, here's you doing your thing, and they just kind of duck their eyes and like run off because they do not want to be in that encounter.
Are the servants also wearing masks?
The servants aren't wearing masks, no. They are actually still nicely dressed, but all in a sort of uniform pale blue robe.
I got a mask on. I'm not a fucking servant.
But could you fetch me a drink still, please? I'm quite parched.
Only because I want one too.
And I'll go chase down that servant that looked away.
Hey, buddy! Hey, buddy!
Running off. At this point, the servant is just like, oh no, that is one I am avoiding. But another servant, thankfully, passes by. You've taken off, and another servant comes by and offers a drink to you, Altura.
Oh, thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
He nods but does not speak to you. What were you saying you were doing, Professor?
I'm running to the one that's trying to escape me.
Okay, so you can. He ducks behind a potted plant, and there is a panel that opens up in the door, and he slips through, closing it behind him.
Do I see him go into that?
Roll perception.
Okay.
10.
10.
Yeah.
You hear the clicking, but you are unfortunately too short to see over the actual plants that were blocking him. All you hear is the click of a door.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Fucking hell, where the fuck did he go?
I'm gonna start looking around for the one. Is there another like servant type person around?
There are several servants all around.
I'm gonna like tug on one's like coat or whatever.
Excuse me. Hi. So I'm looking for a guy. He's
Was it a guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
I describe what he looked like.
Yeah. Give me a description. Let's hear it.
He's like 6 foot tall. He's got short black hair. He's elfin, I think. He's got pointy ears. I don't know. He's got green eyes and a white tie.
That sounds exactly like Wallace. Yes.
Can you take me to him?
I can bring him to you if you would like. Okay. Give me just a moment, and I will go grab him. And she kind of like adjusts her tray on her hand, and she walks into that same panel, and you now see as she like opens up sort of like a little knob that originally looks to be a part of the decoration, but she pulls it open and slips into the door, and closes it behind her. You wait there for just a few moments, and then she returns with Wallace. She is still holding her tray of drinks, and Wallace walks in looking pale and anxious.
Hey,
Hi.
can I get a drink?
Yeah.
All
And
right.
he leans down. He offers you drinks.
Thanks, Wallace. And
Is that all you wanted, sir?
Yeah, I toss him a gold piece.
He catches it, and then he kind of like fumbles and almost drops his tray of drinks.
Oh, watch out!
Yeah.
I kind of like, I reach my hand up like I'm gonna tip it over and go like, oh.
He actually steps back and stumbles a little bit and does drop the tray of drinks on him now.
Shit. Oh, fuck. Cool. And I walk away.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, what are the rest of y'all doing?
Could I try? I would like to try and pick somebody out who seems like somewhat high status, but not too high status. That's going to be in like important circles.
All right. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Sure thing. Now one.
All right. You are a little bit caught up in the sheer volume of the space. The space is utterly huge. And again, there are so many different fabrics, so many different colors, different hairstyles, different masks, different people moving around. And that sip of the drink that you had just a moment ago was a little bit stronger than you thought. And you are just a little bit too disoriented to be able to fully comprehend what is happening around you. And going forward for your next charisma roll, you'll roll with a -1.
Cool. Could I just grab then just the first person I see that is not a servant?
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, how are you doing?
I am well, thank you.
Hi, and I'm sorry, what was your relation to the men we're honoring today?
I am a friend of his mother's.
Fantastic.
And what about you? I haven't seen you around here.
No, yes, I'm sort of new to this area. I'm here representing Mr. Oifen, that very great man. I've been getting shot actually some interesting glances. Do you happen to know anything about his relation to our esteemed friend today?
Well, I imagine you would be. It is not obvious. Admittedly, you are dressed rather well for someone representing such a figure. But it does seem to me that if you were associated with him, perhaps you smell of him. And everyone can smell.
Very well. Well, you enjoy yourself.
I will, thank you. And she kind of turns from you, and she kind of like when she turns her hair, which is in just this very overdone curls, kind of swoop back and almost pop you in the face.
Could I circle back? Could I go to June?
Yeah. June is back up at the. So you kind of.
June has had several drinks at this point.
Love it. So you had basically walked off just a little ways to the balcony to a woman who was sitting by herself in the corner. But now you return to June. Y'all are still standing in the entryway, looking kind of like those kids who were at the dance who didn't really want to show up to the dance, and now they're just all standing there on the side, watching everyone.
June, do you still have the locket with you?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm talking to some of these people and just the people that we've run into so far. Seems like this man who hired us might have been maybe not a great individual. If we're implanting something in somebody's subconscious, trying to make them feel a certain way about this person, are we perhaps doing something outside of even our morals, do you think?
Absolutely not. We're getting money from this.
Okay.
June is going to turn around first person they see. Hey, what's up?
You have actually, you've picked out yet another noble person who is walking back. This is a young noble woman who, it seems, was walking towards the person that you were speaking to just a moment ago, Altura. She is wearing the mask that resembles a mouse. But that being said, she has done it in a somewhat fashionable way. Sort of like white and gold mouse, and her hair is done up in 2 little buns on her head. And then the rest of it flows out behind her in a sort of magical wind. And she says, "Nothing. Why?"
I just wanted to say that I adore your look tonight. You look so good. I love what you've done with all the styling.
Thank you. I rather appreciate it. Your robes, they're very interesting. They suit you well.
Thank you.
I do not see many half-elves among this group. It is
I know, right? We're kind of underrepresented, but you know what? It's okay. I make it work. It makes me stand out a little more.
Truly. Well, if you would excuse me, and she moves to step past you.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, so she better walk past you.
Yeah. She's busy.
As I'm walking away from Wallace, as I get like 5 steps away, I'd like to just stop and about face and walk back to Wallace and be like, "Hey, Wallace!"
Wallace looks up. He has the drinks just poured all over the front of his robes, staining them. The other servant you were speaking to just a moment ago also is standing above him and looks at you.
Wallace, I got a question for you, buddy. So there's an engagement going on, right?
It's a party, yeah.
Who the fuck is it for? What's his name?
Well, it's for the young lord, Apusis.
Apusis, huh?
Do I recognize that name at all?
I mean, yes. Apusis is the heir to the Forgemont house.
All right, and who are they engaged to?
He's not engaged. It's a figure of speech.
Okay.
It's just a party.
It's just a party?
It's just a party.
Where's is this his house?
Yes, it's the Palace of Porchman.
That little door, does it go, like, everywhere in the house?
No, it goes right to the kitchen.
Are there other doors like that throughout the house?
Of course.
Alright, is there one that leads to the young lord's room?
I don't think we should be having this conversation.
I pull out like my whole pouch of gold and just kind of toss it on his chest.
You do this in open view
Yeah.
of everyone around you, which includes, again, the servant from before and several noble people who look down, see you obviously try to bribe this man, and to begin to snicker. But he looks down at it, and I want you to make a persuasion check.
Fuck. 12.
12? All right. He pushes it off of him, and he tosses it back to you. And the young noble, the young server from earlier, reaches down and helps him up. And she says, "I think it might be best for us to leave."
All right, I'll meet you somewhere else.
But again, the people around you start to this time just openly laugh, and the servants move through the hallway.
Can we see this happening can I see this happening from the crowd?
You hear laughter. Y'all still haven't moved from your spot, but you hear laughter from over here, and you see in the middle of it the very stylistic, obvious elements of the professor's hair.
I'm a rush over there and kind of like worm my way through the crowd a little bit and be like, don't mind him. He's just
Hey!
drinks of you.
And I reach on. I'd like to. Is your coin pouch in view? Like
mine
on your hip or something? Yeah.
Considering we all have the same outfit, if it's on for me, it's on for you. If vice versa. Yes.
I'm just gonna reach and like
tap it so it obviously jingles and be like, "I'll see you later, Wallace," and then kind of.
I don't know what he was insinuating by that, but I'll see you later. Bye.
So while this is happening, the young woman from before in the mouse attire approaches you, June, and she says, "This surprised me, but I have a missive for you." And she hands you a little letter.
Okay, June takes it and thank you.
Of course. To whoever might have sent it, please inform them I am not a messenger. Find a servant for that.
Okay, sorry about this. And June just flips it open.
All right, so on the inside of it, it says, "Meet me at the mirror."
Have we seen the mirror? There's a wall, right? That's a giant mirror.
There's a giant mirror at the opposite end.
June just sort of bolts towards that, walking, but beeline for it.
Running down the stairs.
Walking formally, but direct path.
Cool. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Oh, I'll grab onto the sleeve of
Altura?
Yes. And
Absolutely.
distract her. Not explaining anything. We're just going.
Very well, and I'll follow.
So you all descend into the ballroom, which I really thought was going to happen 15 minutes ago.
Now you know how I feel during Jest Quest.
The two of you descend into the ballroom, and as you get closer, it is just all the more overwhelming. The smells, the sights, everything seems to all blur together almost. It's all very sumptuous, all very extravagant. But you were able to actually, yeah. Let's have both of you roll for this as a dexterity, just a regular dex check.
Oh boy.
20.
5.
All right. So I'm going to say, Altrua, you have suffered enough. At this point, you're no longer facing any repercussions from your one from before. However, you do lose track of Junebug in the process of traveling across this. Junebug, you are all in. This is something that's finally piqued your interest. You have a path going. As you are traveling through, you are weaving through this crowd like you belong here. It is a dance, and you are Beyonce. You know this dance. You know every step of this dance. And you have no trouble reaching the other end of the hallway. But you find once you're there that Altrua is no longer with you and is instead lost amongst the crowd.
Junebug doesn't really care that much, so it's okay.
As you're standing there at the base of this very large fireplace that runs the length of the entire wall, and above it is a huge mirror. And you hear, again, that same voice from the garden, which I wish I remembered what it sounded like. And he says, "Hello, I'm glad to see that you were able to make it."
Oh, hi again. Thanks for the advice.
Of course. You look at him, and he still has that same porcelain mask on, but the robes he is wearing now are beyond extravagant. They make everyone else look like they've showed up in their sweatpants. It's to the point, though, where it's utterly gaudy, shamelessly gaudy. He is wearing a headpiece that is a teapot and then several different teacups on top of it. His hair is interwoven with sort of vines of porcelain, and he has these gauntlets, again, of that same porcelain, which are blooming with blossoms all the way up his arms.
I love your outfit. The headpiece especially is a work of art.
Thank you. It's a bit embarrassing. My mother picked it out for me. I've never known to dress myself.
You wear it well.
Thank you. You don't belong here, do you? Why are you here? Why did Oifen not come himself?
Who can say? He said, "Go to this party." We said, "All right." And now I'm here.
I know.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't know a ton about the two of yours relationship at all?
In truth, it is difficult to describe. I knew him when I was younger, and he was very close to my father. They were both mages in the court together. But once my father passed away, he and my mother had some sort of falling out and haven't seen him ever since, really. I had invited him to this party, but he didn't come. And I'm sorry, I'm oversharing.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I had hoped this would be an opportunity to mend whatever relationship had befallen the two of them.
He did give me something. He did seem that he really regretted that he could not come. And he gave me this to give to you, and I hand over the locket.
So he holds it up to the light. And as he does so, you notice that the mirror behind him, there's this sort of process where he's holding it up, and behind him, the mirror seems to glow in a sort of way, as does the locket itself. But he holds it up to himself and he reads it. And it says, "Reflections guide the way." And he gives it back to you and he says, "This doesn't seem like the right time."
Oh, okay.
Perhaps something else? I don't feel comfortable in this. He gestures around him to everything. And sure enough, you notice over the course of this conversation, several people have sort of approached. And although they look like they're carrying on a conversation, it's very obvious that they're eavesdropping into what you all are talking about.
Perhaps we could talk later then.
I will remain here. So there's not the same effect. Even though, you have held up these two instruments which were obvious to it, that sort of like had that effect, there's something missing from it. Could you actually roll Arcana for me?
Yes. It's a -1. Let's go. 3.
Okay, you have no fucking clue. You're like, okay, nice words, doesn't mean anything to me.
Where are the rest of us?
Okay,
during
I'm
this?
gonna.
So you two are still on the balcony. Altrua, you have been abandoned in the middle of the ballroom. So,
June?
where do we go from here?
Fireball, where'd they go?
Brett,
Fireball,
your audio.
Fireball, you're talking, but you no words coming out of your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little embarrassed there. Listen, I'm gonna roll perception to try and see if I can suss them out. That's natural 1. No.
Can I also look
you
around?
walk over.
I'm gonna put him on my shoulders.
Wait.
Give him the help action.
You walk over to the side of the balcony. Let me walk through this because this is definitely going to change things. I love natural ones.
Yes.
You walk over to the side of the balcony far too enthusiastically to figure out where the rest of your party is. And in fact, you topple over the side of the balcony.
Oh fuck! with the professor on aboard as well, or no?
No, I don't climb on you. No.
Okay. Okay.
What the fuck are you talking about? No, but you begin to fall through the air. And it seems that you were just above the crowd when you feel a lightness overtake your body. And instead, you are no longer free falling, and you just gently land on the ground.
Oh,
Everyone
I was
again.
gonna do that.
Sorry, Hayden. You'll use your spell slots later. And someone is standing above you. It is yet another noble person. This one is also wearing a porcelain mask. This time, though, the flowers have engulfed the entirety of the mask, and the blossoms line up the cheek and into the rest of her hair, which is pulled back in this large, almost shrub-like wig. And she looks down at you and says, "It appears someone has had too much to drink." She reaches out and snaps one of her fingers, and a servant appears. And she says, "Take him somewhere he can lie down. Preferably not on the floor of my ballroom."
I just slipped. Does nobody ever slip around here?
Yeah, he just slipped.
There's no wet floor sign up above. I should be able to sue.
How would you slip? You're made out of whiskey.
I'm naturally slippery.
As you're saying this, the servant is like guiding you through the crowd, which has like parted ways because they're like, "Oh man, imagine being that guy right now."
Whoa, wait. And I want to jump over the balcony.
I'll catch you, friend.
Okay.
I gotta try and catch him.
So, all right. Since you're going to try to catch him, I want you to go ahead and make either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay.
Can I like assist him by aiming like my jump towards him?
Absolutely. I love that. How are you doing that though?
Okay, so I jump up and I say, wait, and I'm coming with you. And he says, I catch you. And so I look at him and I just kind of wait. I fall like this with I crouch and I start falling, and as I calculate where the perfect angle to just extend my legs so I torpedo right towards him is.
All right. I love that. What'd you roll, Brett?
That's a 10.
All right. So you are able to guide yourself just enough. Unfortunately, your friend Fireball here is not the brightest of the Ganassi. He's not the brightest at this ball. He's just not the brightest. He doesn't pick up on what you're trying to do until you've already leapt off, and it takes him a little bit to get there. He's able to catch you, but you both tumble to the floor in the process.
I'm getting whiskey all over the place. I don't know how Genasi just go about their day without like having somebody mop up behind them 24/7.
Okay, Cardi B. Anyway, so the noble woman again groans, sighs, and gestures for more servants to come. And this time you were picked up and guided away by 3 servants, including Wallace.
Hey, Wallace!
Please don't say my name.
Get your damn dirty hands off of me. I don't appreciate that.
So they're walking you through, and instead of opening up a panel, they simply open up one of the metal doors at the left side of the.
As we're leaving, I want to turn back to the noble woman and be like, "Hey, Wallace, good ass servant. You should give him a raise."
Oh God. And the door shuts behind you. They lead you down a hallway, again, very elegant. And you pass by several different rooms before they finally lead you into one. It is filled with beautiful, beautiful canopy beds, plush cushion couches. There are already several people who seem to have drunkenly fallen asleep in these beds. And you are just one of many guests who will no doubt be spending the night here.
Hey, Wallace.
Yeah?
Do you know you're in a dream right now?
I'm always in a dream. A nightmare.
Wait, no, but I'm being, like, serious. Like, do you know, like, this is a dreamscape world, or is that, like, what this is, or, like, is this, like, you're just, like, a figment of the guy's psyche, or what is this?
It's just my life, man. I want you to make an Arcana check.
Thank you. That is a non-natural 20. That's a dirty 20 for me.
Hot. All right. So you piece together that for the people who exist in this dreamscape, they are as fully realized as their real life counterparts are.
But they are not
aware of being in the dream.
Yeah, they're not people who have traveled into. It's not a party hosted in a dreamscape. It is a party in a dreamscape with like amalgamations of people, right?
Yes, these are all structured by the sleeper, who is Apusis.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're just gonna stay here and not do anything. So.
He looks very grateful and leaves, but the servant before, who had helped you to get Wallace, stands there, and she shuts the door behind her and looks very seriously at you two. She says, I would expect anyone who is guests of the house to know better than to cross the Lady Forgement. Beatrice is not a forgiving woman, and although you may have provided some sort of entertainment, no doubt, which will give people plenty to talk about for the next few weeks, I would do well to stay past her. She is not the kind of woman to cross. She says this twice.
Okie dokie.
All right. Lie in bed. Do you need water?
I got it.
I would like some hot milk if you have any.
We'll get you water.
His voice is so inconsistent. I'm sorry.
Actually, I'll make Fireball some hot milk. You just go on, do your servant job. We'll be fine here. Don't you worry about us.
And she leaves, leaving her tray behind her.
Fireball, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Fireball, we are in the perfect position. We get out of here. We got the whole fucking hallway to ourselves, buddy.
You're telling me I am doing Micah again and again and again. I have to go into Seinfeld to go into this voice, and at this point I might as well just stay Seinfeld. Because you're telling me, let's get going. Down the hallway, here we go.
Give it 10 seconds.
1, 2, 3. Do I really have to count it out?
I mean, I'm just gonna wait for it just to hold for a second to see if the other servant comes.
7, 8, 9, 10. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Actually, first, while he's doing that, I want to take a quick glance around the room and see if there is a secret door out of this room.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check.
That's 12 for me.
All right, well, since you're only giving kind of a cursory overlook, it's not really going to give you anything immediate. There's nothing that stands out. It instead just seems to be like basically the really, really, really nice equivalent of like camp bunks. All right. So
then we'll just go out the front door.
Yeah, you quickly give up on that and you step out, which again leads you into the long, large hallways that you were traveling before.
All right. Are there any like signs or anything?
I have a map.
There are no signs around you.
I don't see like the servants in the hall, right?
No, there are no servants in the hall that you see.
Okay. I have a system, okay?
All right.
So basically, we're gonna be running just up and down as many halls as possible. Are there like flames on like for the torches or whatever on the sides of the hallway?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. There are both lanterns that are hanging along the walls, as well as again the braziers.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the cantrip control flames to make some of these like flames like a green or blue color, just so it's like obvious to us that we've been in that hallway before. So like if we start running around like losing our minds, we'll know like which hallways we haven't explored yet.
Okay.
And I'll just be shooting that off as I'm running away.
And we will just be looking like cracking open doors that we can, looking in to see if there's because we're looking. He told us to put it on the guy's nightstand, correct?
He told you to put it on him.
Put it on the guy?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. Then I don't know what we're looking for.
I'm sorry.
No. We'll just we're looking for the professor is looking for a somewhere that might have a like schematics of the house, like a library or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Why don't we go ahead? Would y'all roll for, let's say, survival? And since y'all are working together, each of you give me a roll.
Okay. I got a 17.
Got a 14.
All right. So, the two of you began walking down the hallway in the opposite direction of which you came, and checking in several doors as you go. The doors seem incredibly uniform in a lot of different ways, and you notice, and this is kind of an odd thing, there doesn't seem to be any hallways that dart off in any direction. It's just the one long hallway that extends outwards. But as you were passing through, you are able to open up a door which leads to a small study, which has several bookcases on it, as well as a desk.
Start pulling books. I'll pull a book and open it up, see if there's actually text inside it.
There is actually text inside it. However, whenever you try to read it, it is utterly illegible. It's almost as if the words are jumbled on the page and moving around.
Okay. Are there any hidden bookshelf levers, like books I could pull back and then I'm in Micah again. But is there any books I could like pull back to like do something like that with?
You can go ahead and give it a try. Again, roll investigation for me.
All right.
Can I also be pulling books to try to like, you know, half speed this, so we're just pulling every single book to see if one of them does it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the two of you are. How are you doing this? Walk me through it. Give me a visual.
What if I just set the room on fire?
No, wait. That's last chance. That's if somebody opens that door, that's what we do.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, I'll start on the bottom shelf. I'll just go one by one, pull every single book. You start on the higher stuff, we'll go one by one until we hit something.
Okay, so you're just pulling them.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're pulling on them. There doesn't seem to be any sort of reaction as you're doing it. You are, however, moving a lot faster than it would be otherwise. But that being said, there's no real result from it.
All right. Let's check the desk.
All right. So you open up the desk and you begin shuffling through this. And as you're doing this, you hear the door open. And standing in the doorway is the same servant from before, holding a glass of milk. And she looks at you two and says, "What the fuck are you two doing?"
My friend can't go to sleep without a bedtime story. We're just trying to find something that'll work for him.
She looks at you and says, "Is this true? Do you need a bedtime story?"
Yep, ever since my mom died, I just can't go to bed without one.
Roll deception.
Can I roll to help, or
can he be the one that rolls it since it's his lie and
Yeah.
I'm assisting him?
Yeah, because I have plus for the deception.
So you can roll deception. Yes.
Okay. That's a 23.
Oh, you're lucky. He's like, "Fine then. Come with me. We will tuck you two into bed, and I will read you a bedtime story."
It's gotta be him, and it's gotta be in a study.
His mother died while a study was burning. I have to settle these books on fire. It's a whole fucking ordeal. Can you,
Roll deception.
That's an 8.
She says, "I'm calling the guards."
No,
And she,
wait.
And I'm going to cast Ray of Frost and go right by her head. I'm gonna pull out. I pull out an empty beaker and I just kind of tap it against like a tattoo right here, and a little bit of ice goes in it, and I shoot it out, and it flies right by her head.
Okay. Roll intimidation.
Oh fuck!
He turns down and She looks at you.
17 for intimidation.
17. She stops. She
now
says,
come inside.
She doesn't move. She says, "Who are you and what do you want?"
I want to go back and see my friends who are in the main area, and I want you to just say nothing at all. Are we clear?
You could not do anything to me that Beatrice could not do 1,000 times worse. What does it do for me?
You don't die as quick.
Wallace didn't seem to want money, but I got money.
How much?
9 gold.
I cast prestidigitation to make it look like there's like overflowing with money. And I'm gonna use a sorcery point to make sure that it's a subtle spell.
Okay, roll deception with advantage because I'm really into this.
Okay.
Is that me or is that Brett?
That's Brett.
Okay.
Okay, first one is an 11.
Okay.
Second one is a 12.
12
All right.
Before modifiers or after
So-
modifiers?
After.
Damn.
Hayden,
Yeah.
now you roll persuasion with +2.
Okay. Oogie boogie. That's a 9.
With the
We
plus
just
2.
can't do
With the
well.
+2, I have a -1 to my charisma.
Fuck.
She is very, I'm thinking this, she's thinking this. She's thinking through all this and she says, if the two of you promise you will not continue to cause havoc at this event, I will lead you back to the room.
Okay.
If anything is mentioned to Lady Porchman, I will kill both of you in ways that you never thought possible.
Oh, I thought of a lot of shit.
Is that agreed?
You got it.
We keep each other's secrets.
She walks over and she hands you the milk.
And I drink that shit right up in
All right.
front of her face.
And she's going to walk y'all back to the ball. And we are going to return to Altrua, who has been so patient.
Thank you.
Altrua, you are trapped in the middle of the ballroom, utterly disoriented by the swirl of people around you as everyone chats and titters and laughs and dances. What do you do?
Do I see June anywhere? I guess they were gone. So in the meantime, I suppose I will try and find the servant real quick.
All right, then. You are able to, thankfully, the surprising thing about the servants being so underdressed is that by comparison, it makes them really easy to spot. It's like the one time you have more than a couple feet of plain cloth and not just pattern on pattern on pattern. So you were able to find one without much difficulty. And they stop and they say, "Hi, yes, what can I do?"
Hi, darling. And I'm going to take their hand. And on my robe, one of the little suns kind of shifts on the clothes, creeps up to my shoulder, and flickers around into a moon. It is now a gray color. There's a little light flash. I'm going to cast Charm Person.
All right. Now, we'll read that out for us really fast, if you don't mind.
Sure thing. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw. It does so with advantage if your companions are fighting it, which I don't believe we are. If it fails, it is charmed by me until the duration. It will not do anything harmful to me, and it will regard me as a friendly acquaintance.
All right. So, what is your spell save DC?
That would be 14.
All right. He fails heartily. He is
Good
now
stuff.
charmed by you. And that sort of little switch happens and he blinks a little and then he smiles again. He says, "I did not mean to be so formal. How are you? It's been, how are you?"
I am doing so good. It's nice to see a friendly face around here. People have been awfully rude to me. I'm sent here, of course. The reason I'm here, dressed so eloquently, is to represent again, Sir
Oifen.
Oifen. I keep forgetting that. Oifen. Would you happen to know, because I have not been able to get a straight answer on this, why all the hostility regarding Oifen?
Well, you didn't hear it from me, but I hear that Oifen and the Lady Beatrice, well, her husband and Oifen were friends growing up. And so whenever Beatrice came into the picture, it caused this whole sort of contentious issue, especially since that meant that she was marrying into Beatrice's husband's family. I can't remember his name. It was really forgettable. It was like John or Tim or something. You know, what Tim Forgeman? What were his parents thinking? It's so weird. Anyways, so that happened. And then whenever he died, there was this whole issue about who would take over the estate, and Lord Oifen did not back Lady Beatrice. And that caused a huge falling out between them. So Oifen hasn't been seen on the property in forever, which is weird because he used to be here all the time. But again, you didn't hear this from me, or else I will probably be killed.
Yes, of course. That is our secret, and I do appreciate you. Mm-hmm. And would you happen to know where the young Lord Apusis would be at this moment?
Apusis? He's such a wallflower. Honestly, if you look anywhere around the edge of the walls, again, a bit of a pun, I apologize.
I don't mind.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But yeah, if you look along the walls, you'll probably find him somewhere. This event really isn't his thing from what I've seen. He's such a gentle thing, you know, not at all like that mom.
For sure. And also, have you happened to see I was with a friend here, June. Have you seen them? I'll describe June.
It's really hard to discern anyone. Everyone seems to blend in so much, and unless they're a noble with a very particular theme, it can be kind of hard to keep track. But I'll let you know. I'll try to tell you if I see them.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, anything for you.
Of course. I'm so sorry. Your name?
Oh, my name, it's Henry. I know. I was just talking about Tom. My name's Henry.
Oh, no, it's a wonderful name. It really suits you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I feel like that too. Everyone tells me that. It's something in my voice.
All right, I'm going to go try to catch up with my friends and maybe say my regards to Mr. Apusis. But, Henry, if I need you, I know where to find you. Appreciate you.
Of course. I'll see you around.
Into
the crowd.
Okay, and then I'm going to scan the walls, try to find Apusis, and also try and keep an eye out for June.
All right, so roll with advantage for investigation. I'm using investigation for all of these ones right now.
We are investigating.
Yeah.
But that'll be, oh man, a natural 20 and a 19.
Oh. Nice. Okay, so you're scanning the walls. It doesn't take you but a moment. Your daze from earlier has cleared very easily, and you're actually able to see June all the way at the far end of the hall, talking with Apusis. And Apusis is currently holding up that locket from just a moment ago. And you notice as he does this, there is sort of a shimmer in the mirror behind him. And as you do, you notice a score of glittering images that pass across it that seems to add a sort of added layer to the scene of the ballroom. But you now see that they are standing at the far end, right by the fireplace.
I will start making my way over there.
Excellent. You approach just as June parts from Apusis themselves. Is Junebug they them? What are Junebug's pronouns?
Yeah, Junebug is them.
Awesome. So just as June is holding up the locket to the mirror, kind of like in the same way as before.
June. Hey.
Oh, hey, I was just about to come get you. It's not doing the thing that it was doing before. It only does the thing when that guy's holding it. Probably a magic thing. I don't really know.
Interesting. Did you see what it had said? Do we have any?
Not at all. No, it did a weird shimmer thing. I don't know if you saw that.
You do, however, remember that Apusis mentioned a writing on the locket.
It does say here. What was it, like the reflection? Some.
I should have written that down too.
I think reflections lead the way.
Yeah.
Yes. So it says right here, reflections lead the way, but it's not leading the way right now. It's not doing any. I think we have to. Maybe we should go get him to hold it again.
Maybe. If I just kind of lean back and scan the mirror, am I seeing anything different on the mirror than how it would correspond to the room behind me?
So there's nothing different on the mirror than there was before. The effect seems to have diminished once he handed the locket back to Junebug. But yeah, so that's all that I can say.
Okay. Yes, perhaps it seems like if that is the case, then it is probably dependent on his interaction with it. Curious, did he happen to mention anything else interesting?
No. Oh, they used to be friends, or I don't know. Their dads used to work together. Wait, no. Him and his dad work together. They're mages or something. And then there's a fight. And he wants to make up with the guy. I don't know. He seemed kind of sad that the guy wasn't here.
Yes, I talked to a servant who, I believe their fathers used to be friends, and then there's some, And as thinking back to it, does it seem like the lady with the mouse mask, does it seem like she was in eloquent enough attire that she might be Lady Beatrix?
Beatrill.
Beatrill, sorry.
Now,
okay.
I want you. Why don't you roll insight for me?
Can do.
Also, did we see
you saw the whole thing with those two.
Okay, great.
That's another natural 20 for Clayton.
Okay, so you think about the lady in the mouse mask, and you definitely her attire was of a similar rank, but you quickly determined that thematically the mouse mask doesn't seem to have anything to do with Oifen's porcelain mask from before. You do, however, recall the woman who, with the porcelain mask and the shrub-like hair from earlier, who caught Fireball as he fell from the balcony very publicly. And she seems to be a little bit more along the lines of Beatrill.
Interesting.
Oh, by the way, you saw that whole thing with the two guys and the balcony thing?
Yes, when our friends jumped off the balcony at a eloquent party here.
I think we shouldn't consider them friends right now. We don't know them.
Yes, I very much agree.
Okay, good.
Do you think it would behoove us to maybe try and speak with the mother? I think that might have actually been her at the base of the balcony back there.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm real curious about this thing. I hold up the locket again.
As you hold up the locket, the door right behind you opens up, and it is the servant leading in both Fireball and Professor Bungle.
We should go.
Altrua! Bug! Oh, God, so happy.
Bug is gone.
I'm
hiding.
As I'm walking, I'm looking around as if like, who are they talking? Who are these people?
You can't just ignore me like that. Get back over here. We got some shit to talk about. Listen, I just want to say,
tug on the robes.
I'm just using stealth. I'm gone.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to slip away before. I mean, we're thieves. We're professional thieves. Come on.
So Junebug, roll stealth for me then.
From me. What's my... It's horrible, my perception.
8.
Okay, Jude.
Right.
So you try to slip into the crowd, but as you do, you step between the figures of 2 individuals with extremely large pauldrons, like 80s anime style pauldrons, that just like totally block your path as they turn to look at the 2 people who have burst into the room yelling and screaming. The servant who led you in there has already shut the door behind her, and you can hear in the distance her footstep as she runs away. Clearly trying to also divorce herself from the 2 of you.
Oh, okay.
You guys, come here.
Let's reconvene.
Who do you think they're talking to?
You.
I'm not saying this to you.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so the 2 pauldron men look at you, and one of them says, "I don't know. Are you Junebug?"
No.
Roll deception.
19.
Love that. They say, "Okay," and they part ways so that you can get through the crowd.
I leave.
Can I have run up? Would I have made it to Altrua by this point?
Yes, you've made it to Altrua at this point, who is instead, rather than trying to flee, has just tried to look cool. And Altrua, could you just give me a general charisma check?
Yes. Do I have? I think this would be my next charisma roll. Do I still have that -1?
No. You still don't. You don't have that -1 anymore.
Okay. 18.
18. So you're looking cool as a fucking cucumber. Like, you are a cucumber in a winter storm. No one has any reason to believe that these 2 people have anything to do with you.
Can I help you?
Altrua! Where's Bug? We gotta all like reconvene and talk about everything.
Do we? Because it feels like what we're doing right now is making a massive commotion in this highly populated ballroom.
Yeah, but I figured some stuff out.
Okay, how about... Fuck it. Let's go talk somewhere else.
Yeah.
So the 3 of you then wander off to one of the alcoves that have been dug into the wall. These are actually hidden behind heavy curtains, which mean that none of what you're saying is going to be overheard, which is a very, very popular amongst these sort of court events.
Where's Bug?
I don't know.
They disappeared.
Yes, they were probably trying to avoid being part of all that.
Okay.
What did you figure out?
All right. So there's a study down the hall. There's also a place where a bunch of people are just sleeping. Also, nobody here is real.
Okay, so you've discovered that we're in a dream and there's a room down the hall.
Also, I've discovered, I think I have a theory. Right? I think that, Beatrice, right? I think she's gonna try to stop us. And I think we're gonna have to fight her.
Yes, Beatrice is not a fan of I'm gonna write it down this time.
Orphan. All right. Do you have the locket?
No, June still has that.
Fuck! All right. We need June.
Yes. I do think, going forward, let's keep our voices down. Let's not try doing any parkour inside this very fancy establishment.
No. You don't get it.
I know you slipped, but I saw him jump.
You don't get it, all right? It's all part of the plan, all right? The plan is to make us seem like fools. That way...
You're doing an awfully good job at that part.
Everybody's gonna underestimate us.
But they didn't know they needed to estimate us.
Yes, so now they're double underestimated. instead of starting...
We've been estimated. We don't want to be estimated.
Obviously.
So
We shouldn't have split up.
So while this conversation is happening, in this alcove behind the curtains, June, you have managed to dart once again across the ballroom and onto the porch back into the winter night's air, which is a lot more sparsely populated than the ballroom and a lot quieter. You step out and there are several different figures. Most of them are out sort of lounging along either different, what are they called? What's the weird French thing? Lounge.
Like fainting couches?
Lounge. Yes, sure. I love fainting couches. They're on like little fainting couches, drinking, eating different fruits from plates. There's one woman sitting in the corner who is holding up a large mirror in her hands and is reapplying her makeup. And just all about the room, people are milling, or the porch, people are milling about.
Is there like food that Junebug could eat just around, like on plates as their servants?
Yeah, so you approach the nearest plate of food, which is it's kind of the corner between where that woman who is applying her makeup is. And there is a plate of food, mostly again of different sorts of fruits, all beautifully arranged, different sugar-coated flours, all kind of just snacky sort of foods. Nothing too heavy, nothing over the top. And there are several different discarded drinks next to her in the armchair.
I'm gonna walk up to the woman with the mirror and be like, "Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I feel like my makeup's gone a little bit. Could I borrow that mirror just for a second to check?"
Oh, of course, love. You can take it. I know how it goes. I've been trying to put this on over and over and over again. I just can't get the stuff right.
I know, it's such a time, but it's worth it in the end, isn't it?
Could you roll persuasion for me?
Yes. Give me a second. 5.
Okay. And she says, tell you what, you get me another drink, I'll let you use my mirror, okay? I don't want to go back in there looking like this.
I understand. Junebug goes and gets a drink.
All right, so you go back and you're able to get a drink from one of the servants who he gives it to you, and you reapproach. And by the time you come back out there, the makeup is totally different. Looks almost nothing like it looked before, but it is perfect, totally elaborate, disguises her almost entirely. And she says, thank you. I love a good pomegranate cocktail. And she takes that from you. And he says, here you go. You should really do something. You're smearing all over here.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a mirror in the hall too. I mean, could you just bring it back eventually?
Yeah, no, I won't be a moment.
I'm probably gonna sit right here. We'll figure it out, okay? If I keep drinking more of these pomegranates, I'm gonna definitely sit in the night here. Thanks. I love you. Here you go.
Junebug's gonna walk to somewhere a little bit more secluded and hold up the mirror and then hold up the locket to it as well.
Nothing happens. Again, you roll Arcana for me with advantage.
14.
14. All right. You are under the impression that you are missing an element of this.
Okay.
All right. We are going to go back to you three arguing in the alcove.
So, all right, we've been estimated, all right? But like, look, all right? We found out a little bit more about how this whole place works. So there's a hallway that just goes down. It's a big hallway, and that's where all the rooms are. So
and there's a single blue flame.
What have you
That's
found
on
out?
me.
Well, we found out, that Beatrill is the wife, of course, of she's Pucis's mother. Pucis's father was good friends with Oifen. When Pucis's father died, Lord Forgemont died. Oifen did not back Beatrill's claim to the house. and that is why there's a lot of bad blood. It seems like Oifen is trying to repair his relationship with Apusis. We should go find June.
Why don't... Okay. Can you go find June and bring them back here? So we can all figure out a plan.
Okay. I feel like they've been kind of getting things done, so it might behoove us to go to where they are, and the plan may be sort of already in motion.
Actually, yeah, let's go follow them. Let them do whatever.
I got a
And
plan.
we'll just support.
I got a plan.
Is your plan to do what my plan was?
Let's go find June, wherever they are, and then we'll make the plan there.
That's basically my plan. But yes, okay, let's go.
All right, so y'all step up from the alcove and you begin to look for June. All of you roll investigation.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
15.
15. All right.
13.
13.
I almost went for my 3 natural 20s. I got a 19 though.
All right then. Ultra, you spot them first, quickly followed by Professor Bungle and Fireball. You see you see Junebug as they walk into the room from the other side, and you see them almost as there's a little bit of a part in the crowd, and they're holding up a mirror and they're holding up the golden locket from before and trying to almost discern the connection there.
All right. June, hello.
Hey, I'll walk over.
Any progress? We're all going to be calm now.
I think I'm still missing something. I don't know, that guy, when he touched it, it did things. Maybe that's the thing that we need. We just gotta go bother that guy.
Yeah, we gotta put it around his neck, right?
Well, he doesn't want it yet, and I think it won't work unless he does it.
Yes, I think he does need to accept.
Wait.
That's smart. Yes, Whiskey? Fireball?
I think I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have a spell called Disguise Self. If I went as Oifen, could I possibly convince him to put it on?
Fireball, I think that is the best idea.
That's
Can I hear the
Seems
opinions
a
of
bit-
everyone else?
It seems a bit risky at this point. We might want to try to follow this path a little longer and then use that as a just in case. Because if we
Okay.
mess that up, that's going to mess all of this up.
Oh yeah, because Beatrice doesn't like Oifen, right?
Yeah, it'll probably cause, even just mentioning his name gets you kind of blacklisted here. Him actually showing up, that might be kind of a problem.
Did anything else happen when when he touched the necklace?
The mirror, it did a sparkle.
Did anybody try to walk through the mirror?
He only held it for a second and then he gave it back. So let's go give it to him again? I don't know.
Well, we could try to walk through the mirror. Sometimes when mirrors sparkle, it's a dream world.
Yeah, but it's not sparkling right now. It only sparkled when he did that. Unless anyone else would like to take a look at this. And I hold up the locket in the mirror.
I'll take it.
Okay, wait, no, just look. I don't trust you with this.
You don't trust me with that. Why not?
No. You jumped off a balcony. I think this should be a bit obvious.
I
To come
jumped
to my
off the
defense-
balcony to make sure Fireball looked good.
How did that make anybody look good?
It
He
also
was
got us
trying to-
information.
What information did you guys get?
There's a hallway.
Okay.
And we have servants on our side now.
On our side,
Yep.
I for
That's
some
a gross
reason doubt that.
bastardization of that point of information, but yeah,
Okay, just
have
look at
service
this.
on our side.
I'm
I hold
looking
up
at
the
it.
mirror and the locket.
Does it have anything?
I just
going
hold
on
up the
right now?
mirror and the locket and be like,
Just hold up the mirror in the locket. There's no effect whenever you do it.
Is there any? Does the locket in the mirror look different than the locket that they are holding?
No.
don't we go check it against the big mirror?
I'm tired of this. Let's go. And I just walk towards Oifen again. Or not Oifen, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
As we're walking, do I see Henry anywhere?
Henry? He is off in the far corner, currently serving some drinks to people lounging by a fireplace.
Yeah, maybe later then. I'll just follow. Yeah.
All right then. So you all approach Apusis, who, despite the fact that it's his party, is not having his cake. Everyone else seems kind of like walking around him, glancing at him, but not really engaging with him. As you approach, he says, "Hello, the group is all here, I see."
Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, can you just like hold this for a second? We're just like it's a thing. You don't have to take it or wear it or anything. Just hold it for just a second.
Or put it on if you want to.
He reaches out and he holds it up, and this time you notice that the mirror behind him glows again, and a lot brighter than it did the time before. Not only that, but the locket, as well as the mirror that you're holding that you got from the other woman, glow as well.
I'm gonna. Can we roll Arcana, touch the mirror, investigation?
Yeah, I was gonna say Professor tries to walk through the mirror.
Okay, so the mirror is above the fireplace, but with the help of your Ganassi friend here, I'm taking over for you. Is that all right, Brett?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so Fireball lifts you up onto the mantle, and you press yourself up against the mirror. You hear a quiet silence fall a little bit around you as people begin to watch what you're doing, but you can roll Arcana with advantage now.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Okay. No. Professor Bungle.
Okay, and is this considered a magic item? Oh wait, I think never mind. That's for history checks only. Natural 20 for a total of 24.
Okay. You are damn sure that this is going to be a portal, but you need something else to get through here. You need one more mirror to get through, you think. Or at least something that will...
Hand me the mirror.
Okay. I hand him
the hand mirror and try to push the hand mirror through the mirror.
The mirror just puts on the mirror. It is just on the mirror. It seems as though
Junebug's gonna look around really quick for any other mirrors in sight.
Wait a minute. Oh, can I make a mirror out of water?
Tell me how you do it. Let's hear it.
I would like to cast Create or Destroy Water, and using Create or Destroy Water, make a sheet of water that's just reflective. I don't know if
sheet of water or a sheet of whiskey.
Whiskey, because it's going to be darker, so like more stuff is going to reflect off of it.
Okay, so you walk up to Apusis and you cast. Tell me how you cast this? Paint a picture.
I'm like made out of whiskey, right? So I'm just gonna do like the director camera frame thing, and then just like extend it, and then hold it in front of them. Is this doing anything?
As soon as you do it, there is a burst of light that almost like totally eviscerates your sight. And as the four of you blink away, you are standing now on what appears to be a plane of wood. And you realize now that you are standing on a small tea table on the patio during the daytime. And you yourselves are tiny.
Is Apusis with us?
Apusis is with you, and he is sitting at the table. Giant compared to the two of you. His mask.
Apusis!
He is again wearing. No, you're good. He is again wearing this porcelain mask, but you can see now that the mask is not just worn on him; it seems to be almost sealed to his face. And he is sitting there again in his plain robes, and across from him is the woman you now recognize to be Beatrice, still in her full regalia. They are both, I think the word is gigantic in D&D terms compared to you, and they are sitting across from each other, and adjacent to either of them are two porcelain dolls, one which looks like Apusis and one which looks like Beatrice.
Do they
Oh,
seem
this
to
is-
notice us?
They don't seem to notice you, but they continue to look at each other, and there is an anxious, nervous energy in the air.
This is weird.
Yeah.
It is very weird.
I guess we're in a dream, all right.
That's also something we figured out.
The doll.
You say that, you hear Beatrice saying, "How could you?" And as she says this, the two dolls on either side of the table push themselves up and crawl onto the table.
Fuck.
And they look at you. And y'all need to roll for initiative.
Fuck.
Boy.
Oh no.
Cool.
22.
22 for Brett.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
14 for the professor.
And then Clayton.
18.
Hey, high initiatives.
Yeah.
This isn't like Fluppettville where we were all less than 10.
Yeah. So, the first thing that happens is Beatrice reaches out and she picks up the teacup that sat in front of her, and the saucer underneath it begins to spin. Brett, it's your turn.
All right. So they're just crawling on the table. They're just crawling on the table, I'm assuming. Yeah.
They're
have it,
crawling on the table and they look at you. There's this sort of, I mean, they're porcelain dolls, but there's this sort of uncanny feel to them. They don't stand at full height, but rather have their arms out, sort of horizontally, and their legs splayed almost like frogs outwards.
Are there like any joints visible on these dolls at all?
Roll perception real fast.
Okay. That's a 14.
14. It seems to be beyond their hands, feet, and face. They seem to be cloth.
Cloth?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. That's great. And seeing that, I cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Fuck this! I'm not having any of it. And I toss like a little baseball-sized droplet of whiskey at him, just like on fire, flaming.
Okay. Who?
At whatever would be closest to me, although it doesn't really matter because that was an 8 to hit.
All right. So you go and you hurl this fireball, and it just sails right over the doll. And the doll, you threw it at the Beatrice doll.
Okay.
But the Beatrice looks at it as it sails through the air, and you hear it as it lands off into the distance in the garden and goes. And the Beatrice doll snaps its head back and looks directly at you. And this time it begins to approach, crawling at you on all fours. And it gets up and it rears back and it smashes into you with its fist. And that's going to be 17 to hit.
Oh, okay, to hit. Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. And that is going to be... Lucky these are shitty rolls. 4 damage.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Smashes into you. And also, though, as its fist comes down, it reaches out and grabs at your hand. And I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see it coming. You're reeling back from that attack, and you yank your hand back, and it instead just kind of stumbles forward. All right. Now we're going over to Clayton.
All right. I will right now, just kind of regarding everything. Can I I'll take just a few steps backwards. And I'm going to, again, one of the suns on my robes turns into a moon. I go like this, a little bit of like grayish light comes out. It circles back behind me as it kind of gets eclipsed by my body. There's almost like a lens flare effect that goes out. You see a couple like different reflections of me. And as it passes back around, there are now 4 of me standing there. I'm casting Mirror Image.
Excellent.
And I don't really have any bonus action stuff for right now, so I'm just going to be at the ready.
Much like the firebolt from the floor, your Eldritch Splash surges through the air, and again, the Beatrice doll watches as it soars over its head, and you hear as it lands in the garden, it goes...
You don't have to watch it. That makes it more insulting. You know?
Head back to you. Alrighty then. Now the Apusis doll is going to, again, move forward, and this time it is going towards you, Hayden. And it is going to try to grab at you with both of its hands. So I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
18.
18, you are good. You see this coming, and you just step back and out of its way. So this time then it rears up and it swings its arm over to you, Junebug. And it's going to make an attack. That's going to not hit. That was a 12. So you're good. Again, it sails through the air, not even getting close to you. Alrighty then. So, Hayden, it is your turn.
So are these on either side of us?
Yes. It is basically you all are standing in the middle of this table, and the two dolls have flanked you in a sort of way. Not actually flanked you, because I'd be rolling for that.
Okay, so hold up, let me check something. Does one of them, do they look like they're on equal power levels, or does one of them look a little bit more vicious than the other?
They look almost identical in terms of power.
Okay. Okay. How far apart are they from each other?
Well, admittedly, since we're functioning, what are you trying to hit them with?
I'm trying to see if I can get both of them in a fairy fire.
I feel like all of us would be hit as well.
You can totally hit both of them.
Are they taller than us? You said they're large.
They are large. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So I am going to I kind of look at my arm and then kind of like make it like this. So like and I push these two flaps of skin together and kind of like mutter a little incantation. And then take out a beaker and kind of the tattoos on my arm glow a little bit, and I pick up the glow, this purple glow, into my beaker, and then I throw it in the air, and I cast Fairy Fire, so it goes above all of our heads and hits both of them. So they are the only two affected if they're tall enough above us to do that. And they throw it in the air, and it shatters out, and this blue smoke fills the air, or purple smoke fills the air. They both need to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah. What's your spell save DC?
12.
12. Neither of them make it, so they are both caught in this fire.
Gas like goes out and just starts wrapping around them and like pulling on each of their limbs, making them. You have advantage on all attack rolls against them. And then I am going to. It's squared up against me, right?
Yes, the Apusis doll is.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet back. I'm gonna try to get as far away from both of them as possible.
All right, it will take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, so he is going to swing down at you as you are moving. Boom, 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 boom. And that is going to be a 13 to hit.
13 misses.
Good for you. Alrighty then. And we are now back at the top of the order. And the saucer that is underneath underneath Beatrice is now again spinning, and it shoots off in the direction of your party. And Junebug, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
16?
16. It sails under you, and you're able to hear a whistling towards you, and you leap up into the air, and it flies underneath you, and it shoots to the edge of the table where it continues spinning. All right.
Like in a Mario boss battle.
Now we are over to Fireball.
Okay. I'm gonna cast something called Blur. Basically, my body comes like real wiggly and it's just really hard to hit me for a few turns. That's a concentration spell, so that's my action. Can I do a cantrip as a bonus action? No.
Only if it's casting time is a bonus action.
Okay, give me a second.
Is it an attack cantrip?
No. Wait. Nah. Nah, I can't do it. So I'm just wiggly now.
All right.
And I'm gonna try and scream hey, fucking fight me over here. Hey, look at me. I'm all wiggly and shit. Hit me.
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation?
Yeah, you're all wiggly now.
I'm all wiggly now. That's a 22.
All right. So the Beatrill doll looks at you, and in what should obviously not happen with a porcelain doll, there is a cracking that happens across the bottom part of its mouth. And its jaw opens, and you hear a horrible roar that sort of peels out from something that should not come from a cotton body. And it closes it. And then it goes out again, tearing open that jaw to bite at you.
Yikes.
And that is definitely...
So you have disadvantage, basically, when rolling attacks on me.
That's right.
That's what Blur does.
That does not matter. I got a 17 without the bonus. So we are going to roll 1d6. And then you're going to take 6 damage. Make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, with advantage, actually.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 13 for the second one.
Okay. So... Oh, I shouldn't have given you advantage. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter anyways. You feel, as soon as it bites out and those shards of porcelain pierce into your skin, seeping hot tea begins to flow out of its maw and pour over your arm. And you take 3 fire damage.
I'm a hot toddy, Janasi. How much damage did I take?
So you took 6 from the bite, 3
6.
from
So that's going to be 9 total.
Yes.
All right, 10 HP. Let's go.
All right. Now, Clayton, we are up to you.
Okay. First, am I able to, if I run in between them, am I able to get to a point where I am within 10 feet of both of them without being within 10 feet of my allies?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and say that you can. However, you will get an attack of opportunity from both of them.
I want to be, even if I'm trying to be within their range.
So their range is 5 feet. If you're trying to get out of the range of your... Oh, wait.
I would like to be within
you
10 feet of both of them at the same time. Cool.
Yes.
Then I'm going to get to that point, and even though there's not really anybody to deceive, she kind of looks around and says, "By the holy light of Oramos," and waves a hand, and then 2 skeletal wings spring forth from her back, and black smoke begins pouring out of them. I'm activating my Fallen Aasimar ability, Necrotic Shroud. So unless they are immune to the fright condition, which is a definite possibility, both of these people will need to make charisma saves.
I'm sorry, they are constructs. They cannot be frightened.
That is fair. That will still give me some bonus stuff if I hit them with anything.
Good.
Brett, I will tend to you soon, I promise. But we need to start hitting these people. So I'm going to then go like this, and it looks like the cloth on my sons, one of them kind of spins around in the air, and springing forth from that is a big golden hammer, just cartoonishly heroic looking, full bullshit. I'm conjuring a spiritual weapon, and it's going to take a swing at the Beatrill one.
All right. Yeah, with advantage.
Fucking a 1 and a 2. Does an 8 hit?
I'm sorry, it does not.
Yes.
I should have just healed. I can't miss a heal. That will be all. I'm going to try to engage. I'm going to try to get closer to Mr. Apusis.
Apusis? All right. The doll or the actual
The
figure?
doll. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to try to take some of its aggro.
All right. And so, Junebug, it is now up to you.
I would like to cast Crown of Madness onto the Apusis doll. Okay. What that does is one humanoid. These count as humanoids?
No.
Not at all? Okay.
I'm sorry. Again, because they're constructs, enchantments aren't going to. I'm really sorry.
Never mind.
Could they do it to one of the big people? Make them just go bam.
Do you want to give that a try?
Would it work?
Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah. I will. I'm going to use Crown of Madness on the big Beatrill.
Okay. I'm excited.
Okay. Do you want me to read off the spell description?
I need to roll a charisma or wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save.
Okay, cool. Had not planned for this. She super fails. So, I'm loving this. Okay, so describe to me, what does that casting look like?
So on her head, a twisted crown of jagged iron sort of sprouts up, against the porcelain, maybe cracking it a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
And does she have eye holes in the mask?
She does not have eye holes. Much like her sun mask, it seems to be almost a milky white over it.
Well, a little bit of madness just seems to emanate from her then.
All right.
And so does she have a roll order in the actions, or can I just
I will
use
give her a roll order right now. All right, perfect. Okie dokie. So, you notice there seems to be a sudden loss in that composure as her neck kind of twitches a little bit in response to this crown of madness. And you can see it, the iron is poking through that huge wig of hers, piercing out in all sorts of directions. Alrighty then. Now the Apusis doll. And he is going to reach forward now to Clayton, because you have tried to initiate his aggro, and he's going to take out both of his arms and try to sweep you up. I want you to make you're going to roll a contest with me. So roll acrobatic or yes.
Would this be something I will roll for mirror image for?
Yes, go ahead and do that. Roll to see if the mirror image takes it.
All right, that will be a mirror image.
Perfect. So one of your mirror images fades as the Apusis doll swings down and tries to pick you up into its arms. Instead, the image picks up, and the image looks at it, gives him a wink, and then disappears into smoke.
Fantastic.
Alrighty then. And now we are going to go to the actual Beatrill. And what do I roll for that again, Hayden? Or Rowan? Junebug.
So on my turn, I have to roll to control, but for her, she just should hit something of my choosing. So I'm going to have her hit the tiny Beatrill.
Tiny Beatrill? All right. She's going to roll for that. And she is...
Has advantage?
You're right, Hayden. Thank you. I forget about the fairy fire. Good reminding, too, because that's going to hit. So, Beatrill is going to slap down at the doll, and she is going to deal... God, she's actually going to deal a bit. We'll say... Bless you.
Thank you.
She is going to deal 9 damage as she smacks down on it, and the Beatrill doll sort of hits the table hard before kind of getting back up. And as you notice as she does this, there is a cracking sensation across the real Beatrill's mask.
So, okay, at the end of the target's turn, they can make a wisdom saving throw at each of the end of their turns
Yeah,
to see if the spell breaks.
Oh, I should probably use a d20 for that. She's gonna fail. So your mask remains in place. And we are going to move back to the top of the order, and that saucer is spinning, and it is going to swing around, and it is going to sweep under you.
Back to the top? Did I get a turn?
No, I'm so sorry. Hayden, you're next.
Okay. Did I also notice the actual Beatrice cracking when she hit her doll?
Roll perception.
Okay. 15.
15? Yes, you absolutely did. You heard the sound as she smacked down. You heard the little as it splintered across her cheek.
Okay. Everybody hit the mom doll! And I take and I like pull my shoe off a little bit, and just kind of look at a tattoo across my Achilles heel, and like pull a little bit of magic off of one of the beakers, and I send a it is a ray of frost at the Beatrice doll.
Excellent. Roll for attack with advantage.
Yeah.
I remember this time.
That is a 15 to hit.
Yes, 15's gonna hit. Roll damage.
8 points of cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Excellent. All right. So you send out a blast of ice, and it opens it up in its mouth like it's going to roar at you, and instead it pierces into it, and those little drops of tea that were sizzling from its maw are now frosting over where it was.
Okay, and then I'm going to step another 15 feet back from the fight.
Good for you. You are now at the edge of the table, standing where Pusis is.
Perfect.
Excellent. And now we're at the top of the order. And that saucer is going to start spinning, and it's going to fly towards you, Fireball. So I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. 9.
9? All right, then. The saucer, you don't see it coming. You're a little bit distracted. You heard that, like, attack the doll. You looked at the doll. The saucer swept out from under your feet, and you are now basically laid out prone on the saucer. All right. But it's your turn now.
Okay. I think that because Blur is a concentration spell, I think that disrupts it.
Mm-hmm. Or you're still... No, you should be good. You haven't taken any damage.
Okay. I'm not sure what like makes something like stop concentration.
Great concentration if you cast another concentration spell, or if you take damage and you fail to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I'll let you know if you need to roll it.
Okay. So I'm like flat on the saucer that's just spinning around the table?
You are flat on the saucer that is now spinning in place underneath you.
Okay. I'm going to get wicked sick. I'm going to try and hop off, use my movement to get off of this thing.
All right. So go ahead. While you're doing that, you stand up, you push yourself to your feet, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God. 19.
19. All right. You were able to brace yourself, and you were able to leap off of the saucer without too much difficulty.
Okay.
That, however, is going to take up your action.
Okay.
All right. We're going to move over to the Beatrice doll, which is snapping its mouth so that the little cracks of tea finally flake off, and it goes in for another bite. This time it's going to go for you, Altura.
Good thing.
All right.
I'll go ahead and roll for mirror image still, right?
I think so, yes.
This time I need an 8 or higher, 10.
10? Nice. So it reaches out. Go ahead.
So she will still have to hit it to get rid of that image.
Perfect. She super doesn't. So she reaches out to snap, and even your illusion is able to go.
Cool.
Step back. Alrighty then. So we are now going to Clayton. Your turn.
All right. Obviously, I will take a reaction attack if I do this, but am I able to make it to fireball?
Yes, you should be able to make it.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna close that distance then, and go ahead with a cure wounds.
Nice.
The first level.
Awesome.
Just rolled right off the table. Cool. That will be 10 hit points.
Cool. Thank you.
Nice.
That's up to 23.
And then I guess if that is my action, did I get swung at all?
No, you're good.
Cool. Then yeah, I will go ahead and beckon my hammer to take another swing at the Beatrill doll.
At advantage.
All right.
With some big old advantage. Hopefully it'll do me better this time. A 2 again, and a natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, roll for damage.
Will do. That is going to be 12 bludgeoning damage.
All right. So you smash this hammer into its face, and it is cracking apart. And the little flowers that it has have fallen down, leaving only just these pointy thorns sticking out where the flowers were. And it is, I guess, the doll equivalent of being bloodied.
Good stuff.
Alrighty then, Rowan.
I have to use my turn to keep up Crown of Madness, but I'm going to use my bonus action to order my pseudo dragon to bite the Beatrill doll.
All right, go ahead and do that. Peaches is finally getting some action. None of us have spoken about Peaches this whole time.
Peaches.
22.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll for damage for that.
It's not a ton, but you know what?
It's something.
Every penny counts.
4 damage.
4 damage. All right. Peaches just flaps up, takes a little bite out of one of the thorns. It goes snap, and you see again more cracks form on the face. And you look up now, and you see the Beatrill doll is just covered in these hairline fractures all across the mask, with a little points where it seems to be almost entirely peeling away. All right, and now we are going to the Apusis doll, who again is going to swing down at you, Ultra.
Good thing.
All right.
Let me roll real quick to see who it's fighting.
Sounds good.
We'll be fighting one of my dolls, one of my little guys.
This time, again, it is going to once again pick it up in its arms and just have it disappear in the smoke. As frustrated as a doll can look, it's starting to look. It's like, what the fuck? All right, then. And now we are going back down to Hayden. Because I got that messed up, and I want you to go again this time.
So I'm going to look up to the giant Beatrill and look back towards everybody. I think the people and the dolls are connected. Somebody try to put the amulet on the Apusis. And I'm going to swing another Ray of Frost at Beatrill doll.
All right. Go ahead and...
that is well over 20.
Hot.
For 7 points of cold damage, and another speed reduction by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
It does not matter. That ice pierces through, and this time there is no room for that tea to go. It just freezes up into the rest of the head, and it falls away, and the doll slumps to the ground. And you look up as the Beatrill up here, the crown falls away, bringing with it the wig and the mask. And she slumps forward down onto the table. Thankfully, none of y'all were in that spot of the table, so y'all are good. But it does
get about 15 feet up, or about 20 feet up, so I'm within 20 feet of the rest of everybody.
Awesome, sounds good. But yeah, as soon as the Beatrill doll falls, it sends a rumble through the table.
Yeah. I kind of like look up and see that I'm standing directly beneath Apusis and move up.
Yeah. All right, then. Now we are moving to, I was going to be the Beatrill, but she is now toast. So we're going now to the saucer, which is going to swing this time at you, Professor.
Okay,
Give
it's
me
coming
a
all the way
dex
towards me? All right,
yeah.
Cool. Dex save, you say?
Yes.
Alright.
That's an 8.
All right, it sweeps under your feet, and you fall face forward onto the saucer as it begins to spin around in place underneath you. All right, and now we are at Fireball.
Oh, yes, it's my turn.
There is.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm just... Okay, for real this time? Junebug has the amulet. They're going to get it when we get to their turn. I don't have anything else I can really do except cast Fireball.
Pusa Stall is still, like, angry at us, right?
Yeah, the Pusa Stall is still swinging at you.
Yeah, but we don't know what's going to happen if we put the amulet on it.
The doll?
The doll, because the dolls and the people are connected. That's what I, yeah.
So when you said there was like attacking with hot tea, is like there's like hot tea like inside of them flowing? Yeah. Was that what I could? Okay. Is there any like in the jaw area?
The Apusa's jaw has not opened. It is still that plain mask.
Okay, but that happened for the other one, and assuming... Okay.
What do you have in mind?
Okay, so I have something called Shape Water, right? It's a cantrip, but like it could freeze water in like a 5x5 cube.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And considering we're tiny, the scale of the 5x5 cube is basically his entire body.
The 5x5 cube is still going to be scaling with y'all.
Fuck. Okay. Well.
Don't worry though. Give it a try.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna cast Create Bonfire on its body.
All right.
It's a 5x5 cube of fire.
Roll for attack with advantage.
Yeah. Give me a second. It has to be the dex save of 12.
Can do. It's gonna fail. Congratulations.
Awesome. Okay, so it's gonna do 1d8 for every turn it's inside, and it's only going to do 1 point of damage towards it. Because Orange Jesus is a good person.
So you hear a very tiny cracking sound as the inside of the doll begins to smoke a little bit, and you hear a tiny crack as the mask on the Impusus behind you begins to break. All right, and now we are going to be moving over to Clayton's turn.
All right. I suppose, let's see, we probably don't want to break the thing. I'm with the professor. Let's try to get the amulet on it. I'm going to cast Disguise Self. And so now there is, I think, probably still one image of regular me. And my hammer will come sailing over my shoulder and hit it.
Roll for attack with advantage.
Cool, that'll be a 25 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Roll for damage.
All right. So that will be 6 bludgeoning damage, and I was forgetting about this earlier, but 3 necrotic damage.
Ooh, very nice. All right. Now we're going to go to Rowan. It is Junebug's turn.
Oh, Church Blast. Come on.
Are you rolling with advantage?
I'm not. Let me
there
try
you go.
Again. 17?
That'll hit. Yeah.
It's a D10 plus 3.
Finally freed of having to hold up that Crown of Madness, you're able to unleash your signature move.
6 damage.
6 damage. Very nice. All right. And again, it soars through the air and smacks it straight in the face. And you hear much more of that cracking as it begins to form up the top of his mask in the back. All right, and now we are going to that Apusis' turn, and he is going to swing around and try to get at you, Fireball. So, I need you to make a dexterity save.
Okay. Okay. 16.
16. All right, so he is actually going to sweep up, pull you into the air, and into a tightening hug. And you are going to take... Oh no, it's not a nice hug. 8 damage. And you are grappled.
Very cool. I like this. This is a great situation.
Restrained is really better.
Yeah.
All right. And now we are going to move over to Hayden.
Okay. I'm going to close the distance right up to the Apusis doll.
Nice.
How tall is this?
The Apusis doll is, compared to y'all, about 15 feet tall.
And it's on its... Is it still on all fours, or is it on its legs?
No. Once it picked up Fireball, it stood up onto its full height.
Okay. I'm not going to close the distance yet. Is the Beatrill the person version, is its mask shattered?
Its mask is shattered, but you can't see anything because she is slumped over onto the table.
Mm-hmm. And the Apusis, right?
Mm-hmm.
How broken is that looking?
That is looking pretty broken. It's cracking a little on the bottom and hairline fractures crawling up towards the brow.
Oh, okay. I am just... I'm just going to, again, pull a little bit of ice magic onto my fingers from one of my tattoos, and just kind of hold it on the tip of my finger and hold my action until if the Apusis doll harms Fireball any further, I'm going to release a Ray of Frost, but until then I'm just kind of waiting and looking back and forth between Apusis doll and Apusis.
Absolutely. While you're doing that, though, I do need you to make another dexterity saving throw as that saucer flies.
Oh, shit, I forgot I was on the saucer. Hold up, that changes everything.
Oh, okay.
So I'm prone on the saucer, right? And it's spinning around?
You're prone on the saucer.
Okay, I'm just going to try to...
I imagine you lying down and you're like, oh, nearly fell. That would have been scary.
So I'm lying down on the saucer as it's spinning around, and I'm not going to try to stand up. I'm just going to try to roll horizontally off of it.
Okay, roll dexterity with advantage.
13.
13. You try rolling under it, but it is spinning too quickly, and you're spinning counter to it, but it doesn't quite get you. You get to the edge of it, and instead you feel like you're about to be...
And I roll back onto the middle of it. Did that take my action to try to get off, or was that movement?
I'll say movement.
Okay, then I'm going to shoot the Ray of Frost at the thing below me.
Okay.
Below me.
Excellent. Yeah, roll it at the plate. Go ahead and roll with advantage, or disadvantage since it's ranged for melee.
Alright. I guess. That is a 10 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah!
It's a saucer. What's it going to do?
I don't know. Sauce me?
So you're already sauced up.
Oh, fuck. Where's my D8? I literally just had it. Oh, no. Oh, wait. It's in the middle of all my D6s. 1 point of cold damage.
1 point of cold damage. Sounds
and its movement is reduced by 10 feet. Does it slow the spin at all?
I'm going to say, yeah, it does. It slows it down, so next time you're going to have advantage on whenever you try to get off of it.
Yay.
Alrighty then. And now we are back up to Brett's turn.
Awesome. So I'm just like locked in it. I'm not sure about the rules for grappling. Apparently it's chaotic in D&D, so I don't know.
What I would have you do is you would make either an athletics or a acrobatics check against its athletics.
Okay. Acrobatics it is.
All right.
That's a 5, so I'm not getting out anytime soon.
All right. You are definitely trapped in that grip still.
Did it like move from that 5-foot cube of the bonfire? Because it's still going to take damage if it has.
It did not. So that's another 1 damage, isn't it?
Well, 1d8 damage.
1d8.
Or it has to pass the throw or take 1d8 damage.
Okay.
So that's a 12 still.
It does not save.
Oh. That's 4.
4? All right.
Yeah.
So again, you hear like that smoking, actually you more smell it as the sound of like cotton and cloth begins to burn, and it's pouring out from the little seams in its robes.
It's not getting on me, is it? It's not like...
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
All right. And that is going to be your turn, Altura.
Sure thing. Okay, so I see it did not react to Oifen. I'm going to say, maybe we don't as much need the amulet on it. I will drop the form of Oifen. I figure that's probably making the mirror image a little less successful. I will run my middle finger along a sun, which turns into a moon as I do it. I take a little bit of gray light, and I just think onto the tip of it, the doll here. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Love it.
I'll make a melee spell attack with advantage. 22 to hit.
Absolutely.
All right.
That didn't hit. This would be a very different kind of fight.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. That will be 22 points of necrotic damage.
You reach out and you just grab onto the side of its robe, and there is a rot that pours from your grasp. And it seeps up the robes all the way up its body, and the robes are just pulling away, like flesh sloughing off the bone. And it reaches up the top, and all the smoke just bursts out as that bonfire, and it slumps to the ground. And behind you, you hear the sound as the mask cracks, and then shatters forward. And there is a brilliant glowing light behind you. You all turn, and he is still standing in his spot, the actual Pucis, or rather, sitting. But where his face was, or should be, there is instead a large, glowing circle.
Am I still spinning on the plate?
You are indeed still spinning on the plate.
Ah!
But you all are out of initiative.
I'm just shooting ice beams down at the plate until it shatters.
You can continue to do that. You just go bow, 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 and eventually you get the right shot into it when it creaks open and it just bursts. And you are now standing on a shattered plate. Congratulations.
I don't like spinning.
Oh, that was weird. What's up with that? I point towards the big glowy.
His face is glowing.
It's not normal, right?
I don't know.
So I'm gonna go poke it.
I normally don't see behind, the nobles' masks, but I feel like it shouldn't be that, right?
Yes, that is rather odd. Is it within reach of us? Would we have to climb up its arm?
You think that you could get to it without too much difficulty. I won't make you climb up his arm.
Okay.
Beatrice, she's not glowing at all either. So either she's not normal and he's normal, or he's not normal and she's normal.
It could also be we're in a dream.
Yes, specifically.
Fuck, I forgot about that. All right, let's do it.
Do what?
Face. Let's do
what
his
about
face.
the face?
Let's do his face.
Well, maybe we put the locket in his face.
We should open the locket. I
his,
forgot about
the
that
light.
too.
The light is his head. It's his mindscape. We just opened up his mind palace, y'all. Put the amulet in there.
Think so.
How about we just go in and touch it and see what happens first?
I always like touching things.
Go in there, buddy.
All right,
in
I'll
there.
do it.
All right.
Wait, can I take the amulet with me?
No.
So
Why not?
Just go. Jump.
I can't jump if I'm not taking the amulet.
Jump.
This man and his
I
amulet.
jump in
Jesus.
place. Huh. I jumped. Give me
Fine,
the
I'll
amulet.
go.
Oh,
Junebug
fuck you.
crawls and touches the face.
I try to get up there before they do.
all right. Honestly, I'll have you all roll counter dexterity against each counter acrobatics.
Junebug, once they notice that the professor is trying to go faster than them, they just sort of slow down a little.
I'm just gonna stand in his way. Like, I'm gonna like block him. Like, hey, just let Junebug do it.
Fuck you.
Just let them do it.
I
I'm gonna roll.
I try to run through his legs and.
I'm gonna try and grapple him.
Me and my mirror image are.
Bugle.
I'm not actually going to punch him. in the dick.
Thank you.
I'm just
All
trying
right.
to get around him.
It's a strength contest.
Yeah,
Yes.
roll. How about you roll athletics, and then Professor Bungle, you roll dexterity.
Okay.
19.
4.
Okay, Professor Bungle, you actually do dive over. You don't even have to dive through his legs. He reaches down to try to get you. You just leap over him like it's fucking leapfrog, and you climb up his arms really fast, and you reach out to grab onto where his face is, and there is a bright light that flashes. And when it fades, all of you are in a very quiet, unassuming study. And
Wait, is it the same study?
it's a different study.
Damn
A
it.
different study. It's a lot less nice than that study was. It's a lot more homey. The walls aren't painted. It's just the fair stone, but there's a nice fireplace going and a comfortable looking armchair beside it, wherein Impusis is sitting. And this is the first time you've seen him without his mask on. And he's okay.
Oh.
He's
An 8.
no.
It's kind of high.
Yeah.
He's high. He's like
Okay.
5.5, 6. 6 if we're feeling generous.
I'm feeling.
But he's got kind of a ruddy complexion, but he's got kind blue eyes, and his hair is pretty wavy and, kind of fancy looking. But he looks up and says, "Hi."
Hey again.
He got
Why is he
long
dead?
arms.
Yeah, I've been told that. I think I get them from my dad.
You want to put on this amulet?
Okay.
Listen, I sit down at the closest chair to him. If not, then on top of the table, and I say, "We had to go through a lot of shit to get here. But we have this amulet, and we wanted to give it to you as a gift."
And we want you to open it in front of us.
May I, real quick,
Yeah.
Lord Apusus, what we have is from, I believe, an old friend of your father's, Oifen. Theoretically, if you were to accept this gift in your subconscious, which I think is where we are right now, it may alter the way you feel in the waking world about Oifen. Do you want that?
You've come all this way. It feels right.
Well, if he says it feels right, I'm fine with it.
Just for
gives
reference.
the-
Wait.
So-
Just for reference, how do you feel about him right now? Can we get like the whole kind of vibe check?
It's complicated. I haven't seen him in years. He was a friend of my father, but I mean, I used to be really close to him when I was a kid, but now it's just all weird. I don't know. Court politics, it's too much. I can't keep up.
Okay.
June just sort of shoves the locket at Oifen.
Now I'm gonna keep track of what you just told me, and if in somehow I see
Listen,
you look
hey,
miserable,
it doesn't matter. Our job's done.
But you're gonna open the locket first, right?
Yeah. And he goes and he opens up the locket.
I look over.
And there's a flash of light that encompasses the entire space. And all of you wake up within the hallway of Oifen's. And he looks down at you and he says, "That was fast."
Oh, how long were we out?
You were gone for 15 minutes.
Well, it's done, I think.
Good.
He opened the amulet.
Please leave.
All right. Oh, wait. Payment.
Wait. Yeah, money.
Oh, you'll get your payment.
I don't like that. That's weird.
Can we get a little pre-payment before our real payment?
Like, I'm hungry.
And
a sandwich.
He is going to cast Big V's hand, and a lascive hand appears in front of all of you and begins to push you all down the stairs and out the front door.
You know, this is quite rude. I'm going to tell our friends at the guild that you're kind of a dick to work with.
As he's doing that, I'm gonna try and just scream, What did you do? What did you do to him? You know?
He goes,
You can hear us, asshole!
At least it was kind of fun.
The door opens in anticipation for you all and then stops right outside, dissipates, and the gargoyle door closes shut on you.
So you think we just, fucked the world or something?
I don't care. Junebug goes home.
So, you all
Goodbye.
return to the inn at which you have been staying. And the next morning, you all wake up a little bit tired from this weird adventure that you had the night before. And when you enter the common space of the inn, you find it filled to the brim with flowers. Shrubs, vases, bouquets, flowers everywhere.
This wasn't his payment, was it?
And in the middle of it, and standing Impusus, all masked up, all in his regalia, he says, "My loves." And he comes forward and he pulls all of you into his grasp and he says, "I have never thought that I could be myself with someone the way I feel with all of, and it's so at the dream I had, so vivid. And when I woke, I had this." And he shows the locket and he opens it this time. And you see within it a picture of the four of you standing on Oifen's doorstep, blinking against the light. He says, "The moment I saw this, I knew we were meant to be. And the four of you will never want for anything ever again."
You know what? I'm weirdly okay with this.
I am on board.
Puts their hand on Oifen's face and it's like, it's nice to be with you.
All right, that's the session.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Thank you everyone for coming. Hayden,
Yeah.
you were trying so hard to see the picture. I could not let you not. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did. It's been a while since I've GM'd, so
This was really fun. Thank you.
I'm glad. Thank you, Rowan Hahn, of course, for being our guest player this week. We're always excited. We have a great group of people to play with, and you are among them.
Rowan, is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you want to advertise? Anything at all?
Yeah, free spot to plug.
If you're a Texas State student and you'd like to join the organization Advocates for Neurodivergence at Texas State, Google us. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We're an advocacy org for people with ADHD, autism, dyslexia, etc., etc.
All right, great plug choice.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all potentially, hopefully, next week.
Next week, or we won't. And everybody, enjoy your spring breaks. Stay safe if you can. Stay safe. Don't stay safe if you can. Just stay safe.
Don't do anything too rash. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Do everything Clayton would do. And
that is bad advice, baby.
Oh no.